it going out there? I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be focusing on a new set build that I'm going to do a review for you. So I'm pretty excited about this set. It's one of my first ships in this line, and it's one that I got on a killer deal the other day when I was out and about shopping. Well, this was weeks ago now because I've been in quarantine like many of you for several weeks now. But yeah, this is pretty exciting set, and that is set 76107 from the Marvel superhero line, and it's Thanos Ultimate Battle. So this set retails for $69.99. It's a $70 set, and I picked this up recently on clearance at Kohl's for I think $23 or something like that. It was like super cheap. So I'm really excited about this set. I'm looking forward to just enjoying the build. I'm also excited about the idea of maybe putting some clear bricks under this thing to kind of make it look like it's flying. So I've got, it's got a number of really interesting minifigures, which we'll get into here when we are doing the build. So yeah, so I'm going to be digging into this. It's a, what is today? It's a Monday night. I've got some time on my hands here. I thought I'd put this together. We'll do a speed build, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit about what I noticed from the build. So hope everybody's doing well. We'll be back with you in a minute. Everybody, and here it is, the Thanos 76107 set from Lego's Marvel superhero series. You can see the box right there, and man, was this a fun set to build. You probably saw on the time lapse. Big shout out to Rich Boy J for keeping me entertained a little bit. I was on one of his live streams and also enjoyed reviewing Marvel's Infinity War, which I haven't watched since it came out in the theaters. So it was awesome to sit back and check that film out again. So getting you some different angles of this set here. Really fun one to build. Just, you can see it came together really nicely. And for 674 pieces, I basically put this together in 2 sittings. So this was released in 2018. I'm filming this in mid 2020. So some of my information might be a little bit different than some of the other reviews out online. But as far as I can tell, the Infinity War wave was about 7 sets, which included actually a polybag version of this orange set, which might be a cool thing for me to try to... Sorry, I'm pulling up another chair here that's a little less noisy. There we go. Might be cool to kind of get that polybag set to display next to this in the future. I think that could be kind of neat. But this is the second largest set in the wave, and certainly one of the main pieces, the main ship that is used throughout the film. So let's get into this a little bit. The ship here was used as I mentioned, as their main travel device for the Avengers throughout the film. They used to travel on the Milano, but this is now the new Benatar ship that they use. I learned a little bit about that. I didn't know all of that before building this set, which is one of the things I love about Lego, is that it kind of helps me connect with some of the licenses or fandoms that I'm interested in. And it's been really cool to kind of do a little bit of the research, if you will, and the backstory from this. So I love that early scene when Star-Lord comes in. His tunes are always awesome. As some of you guys know, I'm a musician by day, and so I can just kind of imagine him sitting there rocking out, which is really, really neat. So 674 pieces, $70 retail, and as I mentioned, I got this for $24, which is awesome. Comes with 3 technical minifigures, and then also this BigFig, which we'll check out in just a second here. Okay, gang, so here are the minifigs that are included. As I mentioned, there are 3 different figures, technically speaking, and then also one big fig, the Thanos big purple guy here, which is very, very cool. And of course, one of the reasons why many people would be interested in this set. It also includes the Infinity Gauntlet, which I'm going to cover in just a moment. So let's take a look at these. So this is superhero number 504. Gamora is number 506. The Iron Man Mark 50 is SH497. And then Star-Lord over here is 499. So Thanos, we haven't seen since the older version, which was in 2016, where he had like kind of the dark blue arms. And I personally like this version a little bit better. I wish that the color was a shade darker and had a little bit less white in it. But this is a very, very cool figure. You can see it's a really great use of the BigFig, of course, and just really nice inclusion of this set. Definitely one that had to be in the Infinity War wave. Now, fast forwarding a little bit, like I said, I'm doing this review in 2020. So we also got the 2019 BigFig from the Endgame wave, which came after this. So that's out there as well, where he's, I believe, got some printing on the arms. So this is a cool inclusion. I just wish that the detail on his outfit, if you will, was perhaps a little bit more accurate. From my viewing of the movie, he's almost never wearing this helmet, though he, of course, does. And when he is not wearing the helmet, he's got the belt and the sleeveless outfit, and everything seems really on point there. But then when he does have the helmet on, from my perspective at least, this gold like goes way down through the chest, and it just seems like this is like some kind of combination of the two main wardrobes, if you will, that he has in the movie. So that's kind of a bummer. Like, this part looks accurate to me, but then the helmet has some like coloring in here, and it just would have been nice if this top portion was a little bit more movie accurate, which I don't think would have been that difficult to do. Moving on, we've got Gamora over here, also looking really, really cool. This is also exclusive to this set, and though is much less collectible, if you will, than the 2 versions from both Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians Volume 2. Those figures average around $10 and $5. And this uses the same head as the Volume 2 figure, but has a different torso and leg print. So let's take a look at that. That's pretty cool. I'm going to take her sword out for a minute so we can really see this clearly. Pretty nice looking. And dig the hair, of course. Gamora is an awesome character in the movie. So yeah, there's Gamora. Obviously a major character in this film, and with the kind of lime green hands and face is really nice to pick up. While we're over here, maybe we'll hop over to Star-Lord then. Technically is also exclusive to this set, though the only difference from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 figure, as far as I can tell, is that one came with a jetpack and this one doesn't. If I'm not mistaken, the torso and legs, head and hair are all the same otherwise. And this figure in 2020 has not been particularly collectible, as it's ringing in around $2. But it's a nice fig to have in the collection. Of course, those sort of custom blasters that Star-Lord has are really, really nice to have as well. So that moves us over to, of course, Iron Man. And this is the Iron Man in his Mark 50 back jetpack. And man, is this an interesting build. This entire thing has clips on the back, bars, if you will. And so this whole thing clips on, and then there are these smaller builds that go on the back to allow this to all come together. So this is, again, a fourth exclusive minifig to this set. All four of these are exclusive to the set, but like Star-Lord, other than the neck bracket, the torso and the legs are the same as the Iron Man from the other Infinity War set, actually. The face looks awesome. He's got the blue heads-up overlay. That's not unique to this by any means. That's in many other Iron Man figs. But it's cool nonetheless. And I really, really dig that. Here's the back side of Iron Man. You can see the face that comes with it. And then these trans light blue blaster parts, and of course the signature Iron Man helmet. So this is going to be a great Iron Man to add to my display. I do not have the other larger set from this wave, so I don't have that Mark 50 in my Iron Man collection, and so I'm really excited to put this one in there. The printing is awesome. If I take some of this out so you can see it a little bit better, so we've got some really great printing on the torso and the legs. Just all in all, very, very cool. So I would have loved to see Star-Lord's face mask here. We haven't seen that since the Guardians of the Galaxy sets in 2014. I just thought it kind of sucked that they didn't put that in. I thought it would have been a nice touch. And then I mentioned the things about Thanos's printing as well. I just think there's some things that could have been done better. And then finally, just this jetpack assembly is huge. It's really unwieldy and almost makes it difficult to stand up the minifig. It's actually resting here, holding him up. But if you look closely, like, he's not touching the ground at this point. So just the proportion seems like it should be about half, which again, I just thought was a little bit clunky. So let's take a closer look now at the Benatar ship. So here it is. We were looking at this just a moment ago. Some really cool, if you're going to do stickers, I thought those were kind of neat. And some different features up top here. I also really like these purple, trans purple pieces to bring out some color along with the blue on the ship. So as I mentioned, this is an M-class ship called the Benatar. And it was definitely featured in the movie, but it's not brought to the forefront nearly as much as, say, like Star Wars ships, in my opinion. I had to really search for it, even in the footage, and it's usually a very dark picture. It's clearly orange, but it's not easy. It's definitely doesn't pop like the orange in these Lego bricks. So there are a couple of previous ships, the Milano version, not the Benatar, set 76081, the Milano versus the Obelisk from 2017, and then also the 2014 76021 Milano Spaceship Rescue. And you can compare those online. I don't have those sets, but they're obviously a lot more blue than orange. So this set really stands alone, and I love it. I really love the color. It was cool to build with these combination of colors. And for me, I think that every time I build a set, I'm trying to learn something and become a better builder. And it was fascinating the way the clips and the hinges worked. In here, you can see those hinge parts straight ahead, and these wings are all attached. Actually, this is a great angle. You can see here, they're attached with a hinge and then a clip and then a hinge and then a clip. And so these actually bend and split, which is how it's often seen in photos. Let's flip this around here. And we'll talk about this docking bay in a moment, but this opens up as well, which is very neat. So there's a lot of actually like of these clip and bar parts that allow some playability in this set, which is really, really cool. I'll let you take a look in there. You can see all the way up into the cockpit, which that's actually a pretty nice view of the set there all the way through the ship. Quite a bit of space, as you can see. So yeah, for me, the angles, you know, if I were to sit down and try to free build, trying to get like this angle to line up all the way across there is actually something that I find to be really quite tricky. Or even just building this off the front and then pulling it down and getting it to align nicely with these angles underneath. I just find that to be something that is difficult to do on the fly. So it was cool to pay close attention to how all of these different wedge plates were working and then how they were connecting. You know, you can see here, this piece here is a wedge underneath, but then has a rounded piece plate on top. And just paying attention to how some of those connections worked, I found to be quite useful. So this does connect with set number 76102, and the escape pod from that set connects right here, which would be awesome. That's a $20 set that I will definitely be on the lookout for, not only because it would sort of complete this build, but also because you get Teenage Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and Thor, which would be great to add to the figs that we just talked about. So I'll be looking for that on clearance. I'm sure I can find a really great deal on that. And we'll go from there. So why don't we go to the outro of the video and we will wrap this up. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for my review for this set, the Thanos Ultimate Battle set, which like I said, I really enjoyed. I almost forgot to show you guys the Infinity Gauntlet here, so let me just take a quick moment to show you that. It's got the red Reality Stone, and one thing I didn't know but learned while researching this set is that all of the other stones for this gauntlet are in the other Infinity Wave sets, which is kind of interesting. I have the Hulkbuster mech, which came with one of them, and then as you collect all the other sets, that's very cool. So definitely didn't want to leave that out. That's a key element in this set. Some of the things I liked about it for sure is the bright orange. I can't remember a time where I've ever gotten to build a set where there was just so much orange. And honestly, the shininess of those orange pieces is really, really cool and something I enjoyed quite a bit as I was working through this. Also, just the figures, I do wish there had been more included in them. I think like some of the other members of Guardians of the Galaxy, as I was looking back through, they weren't included at all in the Infinity War wave anywhere. And most of the other sets had at least 4, if not even 5 minifigures included. And that was at like quite a smaller piece count. As I said, this is the second largest set in the Infinity War wave. So it would have been really nice if we could have figured out a way to make that happen and get at least like one more minifig in the mix. That was probably one of my biggest complaints. But at a $24 price point on clearance, that's well under 50% off. This was a no-brainer. This BigFig alone is retailing in 2020 around 12 bucks from a collectability standpoint. But more importantly than that, I don't sell these. I keep them right over there. I've got my huge Marvel display. Maybe I'll give you a quick peek, actually. You can see tons of Marvel stuff up there. So these guys are going to be going up there on display. And I went ahead and experimented here as well with the trans clear bricks. And you can see now I've got that ship up, and we could even kind of put some of these guys underneath here. And I just think it's going to make for a really cool display. So it was a great build. It took up a couple hours on 2 different sittings, which was awesome. It was 6 bags total. And at the price that I was able to get it at, this was a no-brainer. So hope you enjoyed the review. If you're new to the channel, there's tons of Lego, Star Wars, and all kinds of other material here, and I really would appreciate your support. If you like the video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, and also please consider subscribing to support the channel. I really enjoy sharing this stuff with everyone online, and I've got a lot more of exciting stuff planned for the rest of this month and all the way through next month, actually. So thanks as always for joining me, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.